You want to hear content about the Philadelphia Eagles and the Philadelphia 76ers. That's straight to the point, no nonsense, no over-the-top shenanigans. Say what we got to say and keep it moving. Then you made the right choice coming to Nikki Steve's channel, so stay tuned. As promised, I am going to do my recap of the 2021 NFL Draft. And for those of you that were expecting me to get to this earlier, I apologize. But here I am, giving my recap. So we survived the 3 days of the 2021 NFL Draft. Didn't have a heart attack on night one. We didn't see any shit get thrown around. See anyone losing their minds over the first pick, which was a great start to the draft. Because I reacted Thursday night, we got Devontae Smith, Heisman Trophy winning wide receiver from Alabama, former teammates with Jalen Hurts. That's a great way to start off. You bring in a guy in Devontae Smith who's a Heisman Trophy winner, who can be the star wide receiver we need, and who's familiar with the starting quarterback. So he's already got a chemistry. He's already on the same page. So that's a good thing right there. That's a great way to start off. And we traded up with a division rival to get him. Actually, we need a wide receiver, a star wide receiver. Because you look at the division, all the wide receivers, then are interdivision. Because you got Curtis Samuel, went from Panthers now to the football team. Still can't get over having to call him the football team. But so you got Curtis Samuel. Then you got Evan Ingram. But now the Giants added Kenny Golladay. And they also added Kyle Rudolph from the Vikings. And, of course, you got the Cowboys. They got CeeDee Lamb, Amari Cooper. Yeah, obviously we need that help at wide receiver. We got it, and that's a good thing. So definitely a great start to the draft. But then round two with 37th pick. This is one I can't help but continue to wonder. I can't help but have my concerns. Landon Dickerson. So we got a center who's a very talented center. Did great when he was on the field during his 4 years. However, based off his injury history, this is a huge risk. A few years from now, we'll be looking back on this, depending on what happens with Landon Dickerson, as something that really helped the 21 draft and made it better. Or if he can't stay healthy and he's a bust due to injuries, we could be saying that this hurt the overall quality of our draft a few years from now. So this is a huge risky pick. I just cannot help but have my concerns about Landon Dickerson. As much as I want to believe in him, as much as I want to like the pick because of the talent that's there, I still have my concerns about the ability to stay healthy. And that's something that's really going to stick with me and really have me questioning whether or not we made the right move. I really hope we did. But if this doesn't work out a few years from now, then I'm going to have we can look back and say, yeah, that was a big mistake. And the thing I'm concerned with the most is we're a team that's been hit with the injury bug season after season after season after season. And here we are drafting a center who's had his injury struggles in college season after season after season after season. We have a lot of needs on the offensive line as a whole. You saw how bad the offensive line was last year, but we only drafted one offensive lineman, and we obviously needed help on the defensive line and the secondary. Now, we drafted 3 guys on the defensive line. It's good that we got some depth, but unfortunately, I feel like we drafted a few too many guys for the D-line, whereas we drafted 3 of those guys, but then also we needed a little bit of help on the offensive line. I mean, that's the way I feel right now, so I feel like we may have gone a little too heavy there. So I have my question mark there. And another question mark, though, from this draft was the situation in the front office. You saw it with me after the Milton Williams pick, 73, where you saw Howie Roseman's giving fist bumps, and Tom Donahue, you could tell he was not happy about the situation. So that has my concerns about dysfunction in the front office still going on. At 73rd pick, here's the thing, though. Because initially, Howie traded down a few spots from 70 with the Panthers, also got 191 pick. Out of that trade. So he did that, but the guy he initially wanted was not there. They had to settle instead. Has my concern that the Eagles were in a situation where they had to settle, but they didn't get the guy they wanted. Now, we'll have to see where that goes in the future, but that's only a question mark. They did draft a running back at 150, Kenneth Gainwell. Drafted a guy who's an Eagles fan, who grew up a fan of McNabb Vick, also a fan of Darren Sproles. Gainwell, whose cousin is Fletcher Cox. So this sounds like this could be really good on paper. You're going to bring in someone who you know is going to be happy to show up to work, who's got a family member on the team he's familiar with, who's a fan of the organization, so he'll definitely look forward to coming into work. But here's my question. With all the people, because we have a lot of running backs on this roster as is, we're going to have to trim down the running backs before the start of the regular season. I wonder, why did you draft a running back? When you need to trim some down, why didn't you trim down a few in free agency Then if you wanted to draft a running back, especially someone in game mode, I understand that. There's definitely a lot of things that could go well there. And there's a lot of things that could indicate this could be a good thing. But then again, how are you going to use them in the offense where you got Miles Sanders, Jordan Howard, and I don't know who you're going to keep by the start of the regular season. Maybe you're bringing in Gainwell for that. Maybe if they're going to cut some of these other guys, and Gainwell could be another guy you throw in rotationally that can help out maybe in short yard situations, the passing game, and maybe a rotational guy, but we'll have to see what they do there. So I'm actually very curious how that's going to work out. On 10 drafts over, I have a lot of questions. I feel like I have more questions than a stance at this point. I love the first pick we made at number 10, trading up over the Giants and the Cowboys to get Devontae Smith, the Heisman Trophy winner, reuniting him with Jalen Hurts. I love that move. I have my doubts that Landon Dickerson might have been the wrong move for injury concerns. I feel like we might have invested a little too much in the defensive line, so I still feel like I have my concerns. And we did get 2 linebackers too, so we invested in a linebacker, and we did get a defensive back. 224, we got Jacoby Stevens, and 234, Patrick Johnson as our 2 linebackers. So we did add some depth at linebackers, which is a good thing. Hoping at least one of those guys pans out. Maybe that's why the Eagles got 2 guys with it, because they weren't too sure about one guy, but they decided to get 2 just in case. Maybe that's what they were thinking doing it. Hoping that'll help our linebacker core in a few years from now. And, oh, yeah, we also got the defensive back. What pick did we get him again? Oh, yeah, 123 with Zach McPherson. So we did get a defensive back. Hopefully he'll come in and help the secondary. Hopefully they pick the right defensive backs. Now, the ones I feel like do have the most potential for upside are obviously Smith, Dickerson, Williams, Gainwell. I did say potential upside. We'll have to wait and see what happens. So I do think there is some potential upside, but I do think based off recent history, based off the reaction of the front office after we picked Williams, that, yeah, I don't know, that the front office might not be all 100% on the same page, that we may have invested too heavy on one side of the ball. We may have drafted an injury-prone center. We needed help on the offensive line. So I do see there's a lot of potential upside, but then there's also the potential downside too. We're going to have to wait and see how the season plays out. And then by the next offseason, I'll be able to give more of an analysis on whether or not I think this was a good draft or not. So, yeah, I got a lot of question marks. And I'm going to wait and see who plays throughout the season. Well, it's really going to take like 2-3 years from now, but I'm going to be able to give more analysis as time goes along, as we start to see more of what the picks do. So the 2021 NFL draft for the Philadelphia Eagles, it didn't have me shaking my head as much as it did in years past. I did have a few head-shaking moments, though, but yeah, just a lot of uncertainty at this point about the future after this draft. I'll leave it at that. For everyone watching, please feel free to comment in the comment section. Let me know what you thought of this draft. And if you haven't subscribed, do so and hit the notification bell so you know when I upload a new video. Also, make sure to give a like. Yeah, Nicky Steve signing off. Hope you enjoyed listening. Fly, Eagles, fly. Hope that we can look back on this draft as a good draft. We will have to see what happens. Yeah, that's all I got to say. Nicky Steve signing off, and I'll see you guys next time. For more content like that about the Philadelphia Eagles, make sure you hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so you're notified when I upload a new vid.